Do you enjoy shopping for backgammon equipment and accessories? If so, keep watching, because in this video, my good friend Bill Riles joins me to discuss the Ace Point Backgammon online shop. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. If you love backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon, Backgammon Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, in this video, it's my great pleasure to welcome back my good friend Bill Riles of Ace Point Backgammon. Hello.
Hey, Alex, how's it going?
Very good. Thank you for asking. It's always a pleasure to see you. How have you been?
We've been doing well. We've got a lot of things going on right now, but we're home for 12 weeks since Atlanta to accomplish all of those things. But then, once we get to Memorial Day and Rory's tournament, then it's just solid nonstop action for pretty much the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I'm excited about that. And you and Tara are probably best known for the Ace Point Backgammon YouTube channel with all of your commentary and streams. But in this video, we're going to be talking about the Backgammon shop, the online store.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting little sideline, I guess you would say, that we have. And, we try to operate it just as a service to backgammon players. We have fairly good size inventory of precision dice, scoreboards, baffle boxes, things of that nature. But we're ideally targeting individual players. We've got a lot of resellers, particularly internationally, approach us, and they want to, as soon as they find out we just got several hundred pair of American-made precision dice, which are tough to get a hold of. They want to buy them all right there, and we say no. We're not selling to resellers. Even if they're willing to pay our full price, but we're not selling them to them. And as an example, on the precision dice, we've capped sales to 10 pair of dice a year to any individual. I think we've upped it to 20 now, but we just that's not our target. And we don't want somebody to just exhaust all of our inventory and we don't have anything for the individual players.
Yeah, you sell to the players. So how long have you been running this online shop?
I think we started in 20. It was kind of in the pandemic era, I guess, when we were running some online tournaments and we started doing the shop. And in lieu of being able to go to live events and participate in live events in whatever fashion, we started doing this. And it was well received, and we've developed some good relationships with various suppliers. We try to search out suppliers that enable us to provide the best products we can find at a very reasonable price for the players. So again, it's more of a player-oriented operation than mass retail, I guess you would say.
Right, and you've been running your tournaments and the live streams for a very long time. What made you decide to take on this endeavor as well?
I don't know. Again, it was just something else we could do to assist players in acquiring accessories that they might need. And it also, serves as another avenue for us to, get some exposure and what have you. So, we think both as in streaming and commentary endeavors, the store and so forth, Ace Point has become a very recognizable brand, and that's kind of neat.
Yeah, well, very good, very good. I'm excited to go through the online store, the website, for the majority, but I wanted to show off some things before I open that because You just started carrying these new scoreboards that are fantastic, and I got one of the ones that's like the most popular color, one of the most popular colors. I wanted to show it off right here so people can see exactly what it looks like. This is the Matchmaster one, right? So this is a beautiful,
Correct.
yeah, this is a beautiful sky blue color. And the thing that's really nice is the Crawford is like right there. You could reach for it instead of flipping
Yeah,
through it.
that was Tara's idea and innovation. We got with the supplier, and they were able to do that. She had, it's interesting as, and I think maybe I've told you this before, and it'll surprise a lot of people. But after every job that we do, streaming and commentary, Tara goes back and watches every minute of every stream just to critique ourselves and see if there's things we might do differently and this, that, and the other. And she noticed that it was more common than she would have liked, particularly from a viewer's perspective, that people didn't flip to the Crawford sheet when they reach Crawford. And part of that, maybe they know it's Crawford and they're focused on their match and what have you, but also, on most scoreboards or all scoreboards to date, the Crawford sheets are at the back of the match link stack of sheets. So you have to kind of fumble with it a bit to get to it in any way. So she come up with the idea that we would make the Crawford, post Crawford, and money sheets, which are the last three of that stack typically, make them longer so that to go to Crawford, you just put your thumb against the bottom of the match length sheet, go to the first of the long ones and flip it up, and there it is. And in many cases, it's not the case with the blue one you showed there, but in some cases we have the longer sheets in that stack, the Crawford post Crawford money are of different color than the match length
Huh.
sheets.
I have it
Yeah,
here.
like on,
This
on
is
this one.
another one. I got four of these, so this one is a different
Yeah,
color.
so you can see
Yeah.
it's just very easy to go straight to the Crawford thing. And we've showed, a lot of people have seen those now and they've become very popular and almost universally the reaction is, God, that's so simple and straightforward. Why didn't any of us ever think of that before? And so anyway, it's interesting like anything else. We bought a pretty good number of these scorecards, and then the trick is always to how many do you get of each color and this, that, and the other. Well, we have 19 color combinations, and several of them we got 20 of each. Some there were 10 of each. Some newbies there were like 5 of each, and the sky blue and the green and yellow uh, ended up being the most popular right out of the gate. And in fact, the green and yellow sold out immediately. And so we have some more green and yellows on order. It's funny because those match color wise the three things. One, they match the Brazilian flag, they match the Jamaican flag, and they match as we saw in David Jansen's picture, the McGrill boards or anything that uses that color combination like the original Paul McGrill Backgammon book cover. And David Jansen bought one and he posted a picture on Facebook today, and it's just a gorgeous combination.
It's beautiful. If you add a little purple, it'll match the Mardi Gras for New Orleans.
Well, we haven't received them yet, but we did order some Mardi Gras colored ones for the new tournament in New Orleans. So
Yeah. That's exciting. I'm excited to discuss that, and we'll have a full separate video for that. But one of the things that I really like is these sometimes the corners, if you look carefully, sometimes if you just put them in the board, it can kind of scratch the surface. So one of the things I like is they come with a case or a pouch that you just put in, and it just fits in there nicely, and you
yeah,
close it
nice
in.
and and
Yeah.
it like you say, two things. It protects the board and it protects the scoreboard as well. So very
Yeah.
convenient.
It's fantastic, and, that's one of the things that's unique really to you and Tara, the level of attention to detail. I mean, it's like I go through all of my videos as well, but it's like it shows that you care about every little detail, and for the customers, they really appreciate that. That's part of the reason why I think like your equipment that you sell is very high quality and you always sell out of them.
Well, and as you experience, perhaps, things are shipped the same day if we get the order before noon, perhaps. If not, they go out the next day. Tara does just an incredible job of packaging very carefully and padded and so forth, like in the case of baffle boxes and things of that
Yep.
nature, that they're just supremely, a lot of care and thought goes into it.
This is
Yeah, a
all
lot
the
of bubble
bubble
wrap.
wrap that came. This is in my room right now, so it is fantastic. And as a matter of fact, so I ordered it the first or second day, and the tracking information said that it was going to arrive tomorrow, but in fact, it arrived today. So I was excited because I could show it in the video. Uh, well, great.
Well,
So
it's interesting because, again, I mean, we ship immediately, quasi immediately. I maybe a couple of stories on that. Uh, Here a couple of years ago, some guy had ordered, um, I don't even remember what it was. Let's say a couple of pair of dice of certain colors, and I was just fixing to go to the UPS or post office or wherever it was, and with a number of packages. And she says, "Well, wait a second." She packaged that up real quick, and I was gone. Well, the guy calls like 10 or 15 minutes after he had placed the order, and he said, "I'd like to change the color of my order." And she said, I'm sorry, it's already gone. And he's like, "You got to be kidding me." He said it wasn't 15 minutes. But he was also surprised, and this people are surprised by this, customers, if you will, is they can call, our store, and they're going to talk to either Tara or myself live. And one guy a couple of years ago, again, he had bought I don't know if it was a leap clock or ZMF clock. He bought a clock, and it came to his house, and he took it to a local backgammon session that evening, and he didn't know how to set his clock. And he called, and Tara just walked him through setting his clock, right? As he's getting ready to play. And it just blew the guy's mind. He said, that not only do we answer, but we talk and we assist and whatever. So, we kind of pride ourselves on customer service such as that.
yeah, that's fantastic. I think I remember you told that story one time on one of the live streams. I always watch all your live streams.
Yeah.
It's like I remember that.
But, again, like you say, and I know you do the same, but I mean, and we stream a lot, right? And
Yeah,
and at various tournaments, Texas, there's 5 streams. Chicago, there's 3 streams. Monte Carlo, there's 3 streams. Others, there's 2. But I mean, we might stream 70 or 80 matches in a week or 4 or 5 days. And she ends up watching every single minute of every single one, just perfecting her craft, and that's why we have the reputation that we do, that there's nothing left to the unknown. And it's like, sometimes people have said to me, "Well, how do you do this? How do you do that? How should I do this?" And all I tell them is just watch the stream. Just do what we do on the stream and you'll be fine. But so be it.
you are the king and queen of streaming, backgammon. Okay,
And
so
that's the
yeah, we'll go
obviously,
through the site. Yeah, we'll go through the site. Go
yeah,
ahead.
that's the site. And of course, there in the middle of that is the extremely popular green and yellow.
This one right here.
That one right there, it disappeared immediately. And and as you can see, like with the red and black, the green and black, you can see the different colored sheets for the Crawford scores, which makes it perhaps even
Right.
easier to flip directly to that. Um, so it's kind of neat. We have fun with it, and and we have, I think, within this recent order, we have 19 different color combinations. And of course, someone's always asking, well, do you have this and this? Well, no, we don't have that. But we can get them. But anyway, it's fun. People enjoy them. And, it's funny how people like to kind of color coordinate with their boards or with their checkers or whatever. And that's kind of neat. We've got two more that are coming that we haven't gotten yet. There's two, and I forget the exact colors of them, but two of them have the sheets are kind of almost like a textured leather material. So they have a texture to them. So it's going to be interesting. And I think one of those is saddle brown, which would make sense that it had kind of a leather texture to it. I think the other ones are black. So there's black leather textured and saddle brown leather textured. So we're looking forward to getting those. Hopefully it'll be next week sometime, and those will be photographed and on the shop as well.
Very good, very good. So I want to give the viewers a full overview of the online shop. Here at the top, you can go to the other sections of your website, like the streaming and clubs and tournaments and things like that. But for today, we'll focus on the shop here. So we'll scroll down and look through everything. And the majority of it is accessories rather than boards themselves. Is that correct?
That's right. And and I'll give as I often do with Merit, I'll give Tara her kudos. She she developed this shop site totally on her own. It's not a custom third party software that's adapted to our site. She wrote the code, she developed the site, and that includes, of course, as you buy something and you've experienced this, then ultimately you go to check out, and it calculates the postage or shipping costs and what have you. So it's actually easy to use, very user friendly, and quite efficient, we think.
It is very much because I've ordered multiple things. So let's go through some of these things. We'll start with the first one here is the precision dice made in the United States. So
Yeah, the really the and they're only made by one company in the USA anymore, and those American made precision dice are considered by most the gold standard of precision dice in the world. And and it's funny, there's only one company that makes them anymore, and they don't sell them retail. So, and they are not taking any new customers. So we have an existing relationship with them, or a resisting account with them, and we can order them. But I mean, there are a couple other people with similar status. But I mean, these things, it can take at times, depending on the quantities. But I think our last order, which was well over 1,000 pair, took like 10 months for delivery, something like that. So that's, like I was saying, another reason why we only sell to individuals. We don't sell to resellers and so forth, because it takes us 10 months to fill our inventory back up.
right.
And as soon as some of these resellers, most of them internationally, find out that we've just got several hundred pair or 1,000 pair of American made dice, they want to buy them all, or they want to buy a large percentage of them. And we don't do it. We want to have, dice of that nature available to players. And
Yes, and you have there are many different colors people can select. It's very easy, and three different sizes. Now these ones are made in the USA. I'll go back to uh, the previous one so you can see the imported ones. And as I'm pulling this up, please tell us the difference. Obviously, there's a difference in price. So, what's the reason for that difference in price between the
Well,
import?
I mean, they're functionally, I guess you would say they're equivalent, right? But the American made dice have a much tighter quality control parameters. So there's, yeah, and the materials that they are made of are of a different density of resins and different compositions of the resins and so forth. So where the American made dice are extremely consistent in size, they don't chip, they don't scratch. Uh, the imported dice will vary, not terribly noticeably so, but I mean, if you get your calipers out, you'll find out real quick. But they're not as consistent in size, and then they're also at times prone to scratching, the surface scratching, or even nicking on the edges and so forth. So it's again, functionally, there's probably no difference. We've not tried to do any randomness testing or anything, but that's essentially the differences as we see it.
Very good, good to know. So both options are available. Next, let's look at this uh, canvas board bag. This one's great. Tell us about this one, please.
This one is a padded canvas board bag, has obviously a zippered pouch in the front, and oh, Tara's talking to me, and that's her Brahma board in the picture there.
Oh,
She
this board?
has a
Wow.
board wrap on it as well.
Yeah.
So it's a great. I mean, she's so, and with reason, that Brahma board of hers is a collector's item. And she said it's worth the price of a used car, and nowadays that's pretty expensive. But but they're really nice, and those are quite popular. We don't. It's interesting. We don't keep a tremendous number of those in stock, but it seems like every time we get two or four in or whatever, we sell them the next day or something. And
But
so
these are
they're a lot of
great
fun.
because, people invest a lot of money on their boards, and when you're transporting them, it's important to have something to protect
Well,
them.
that's true, and like you say, I mean, a number of boards by varying manufacturers can be quite expensive, and if you're traveling with them, most people prefer not to put them into check bags for obvious reasons, and they take them carry-ons, and they really need to be in a protective case of some sort to protect every aspect of the board, the edges, you know, not to get them chipped or nicked or scratched, and so have.
Very good. So next we'll go through, look at all these scoreboards. So I'm just going to scroll through slowly so people can see the different colors, and then I'll click on one of them so we can have more time to discuss.
Yeah. Now the first down to this point here, the first, I don't know how many there are up there, 17 or something, are the new Matchmaster scoreboards, which have the longer sheets for the Crawford, post Crawford, and money games, which makes them easy to find. There, we have some prior inventory remaining that didn't have the long sheets, and so we have them on sale for $5 less.
Okay, so these ones we see, and you said that this is the one that's popular, right? This is one of the ones.
Yeah,
So
that's the one that's sold out. Tara, normally when something's sold out, it kind of grays out a little bit. You can still, but
yeah.
she took the gray away for this one just so that people would be able to see it on this interview, and then she'll gray it back out until we receive the replacements.
So what I like about these is they're high quality, they're compact, the sheets are sturdy, it's not flimsy, easy to fit in to the board, and these the pads, the pouches or the cases protect it.
Yeah, and they're comparatively for their size, they're pretty heavy. Those I don't know, particle board sheets or whatever they are that make up the the frame of it are pretty heavy. And then the pouches are well made as well. So
Yeah, they are. Very good. So, and these are popular, really popular.
they've been well received. I think I was telling you a bit earlier at some point that people have really like, God, the long sheet for the Crawford, sheet and post Crawford and money. Why haven't we thought of that before? It just seems so simple and so straightforward, but it's like many things in life, I guess nobody had. And Tara, kept observing on streams that people didn't flip to Crawford on streams for whatever reason. Maybe they're so focused on their match and they know it's Crawford. They don't think about the streamers or the viewers of the stream. And I know, all of us, you included, we try to get people not to stack checkers on the bar and try to make them do things, set the cube where it can be seen on the stream. So, you want to make it, viewer friendly as well without disturbing the players necessarily, but they need to be aware that, hey, there's a lot of people watching this that they want to know what's going on.
Right, and one of the things I noticed, I have one of the older versions too, and those ones had, another thing you can flip on the side that says, like, on break or something like that, or these ones
Yeah, and
have that, right?
we've took those off of
They
the
have, like, a little
scoreboards now. They had a what on break and no spectators tabs. And we thought that was just as much clutter as anything else. The
Yeah.
new ones do come with a free loose on break card that there you go. So
I have
that
one here.
so but the ones that used to have the flap for on break and no spectators, we thought that was a little too cluttery, so we
Yeah,
took them off.
very good. So let's continue. So that next is the, dice cups here.
Yeah, we've had those for a long time. We ordered a large number of them, and we still have quite a few, and they're popular. We'll sell, regularly sell a few, but what, red, brown, green. They have the Ace Point logo on them, and very nice dice cups. Heavy. Uh, they have a lip, and you know, if people
That's
want a nice, heavy leather cup, then that's something they should consider.
and this is the size 3 inches, 2.5. Okay. And then there's some reviews people can look at. Very good. Okay. Next, there are several different baffle boxes, and personally, I love using baffle boxes. The main reason is because it moves things along faster, and in our local tournaments, it's structured such that if you lose in the first round or the second round, you can buy back and still be in the tournament. And
Mhm.
one of the things I've noticed is when you play with the baffle box, things move along faster. So should you lose, you would have more opportunities to buy back. But I really love the baffle boxes. There are several different ones here. And which is the most popular? I'll click on that one.
Yeah, we've got a prototype that's been we've used it on some streams, but she hasn't photographed it yet. It's a hinged two-piece
Ah,
baffle box. And then, of course, we have a number of three-piece baffle boxes, and we have a shipment due in next week of a large number of baffle boxes, and that will include some of the two-piece magnetic baffle boxes as well.
so this is an example of the three-piece one, brushed gold. Well, this is beautiful. And so it's three pieces that you put together magnetically. And
Yeah,
then
and it's such the I don't know what we want to call it, the spacing of the pieces varies a little bit, so it's pretty easy to put them together fairly
right.
quickly without getting too confused.
And there's a
And
metal bracket below it that can attach, you can put it on the board.
yeah, there's metal in a couple of the lower slats of the baffle box, which secure it to the metal stand. So those are pretty neat.
Yeah,
You know,
those are
it's
great.
funny because I've never personally been a proponent of. I don't use a baffle box typically. I don't mind using one if someone insists upon it, but there are a number of people who love baffle boxes, and so we have them available for them.
One of the things I've noticed about these are like the quietest baffle boxes I've ever used.
Well, that's again one thing that or one of the types of things we focus on, and again, some of that comes from so much streaming activity that we do. Tara wants a quiet baffle box. She doesn't want um, something that's making a lot of noise on her streams. So
Yeah, that's part of the reason why, you have such high quality streams. So there are
yeah,
different colors of baffle boxes, and then the other ones will be available hopefully later, and they'll be on the website.
yeah. Within we should have them probably. What's today? Tuesday. We should have them middle of next week or something like that.
By the time this gets published, it'll be
There you
available.
go.
Yeah. So let's see, like these doubling cubes. This is nice. These are the cat gammon ones.
Yeah, that's some of the original Gammon, the Gammon. There's stainless steel doubling cubes, quite popular with some.
I noticed on the products I got today, it's cat gammon with a C.
Yeah, they're two different manufacturers, and
Oh, I see.
Gammon with a K, Gammon with a C.
Oh, I see. Okay. Very good. And so this is the additional information. Okay. And then there was another one here where you can put the dice in.
Yeah, I think we had those, and I guess we still have some left. Some of them have the gold circles there that fit into it. Some of them have silver.
Oh, yeah.
So just a little over there. I thought I saw silver in one of those pictures, but
Yeah.
again, different people have different tastes. There's a silver one.
There's a silver one.
So yeah, those are kind of neat. I have a couple of not this type, but a couple of other doubling cubes that had a sliding face on it that
Yeah.
has a magnet. You can move it out and keep up to 8 dice in the doubling cube, and that's terribly convenient at times.
Yeah, I have that. And this one, you just push it, it's like magnetic, and you can fit like two dice in this or three dice or so, not eight, right?
No, I don't think you can put maybe four in that one. I'm
Four,
I'm
yeah.
not sure.
I have one of the ones where you can fit 8, and one of the things I do is, like, I have a board and I use, like, different checker colors, and I like to have the dice match the checker colors, so,
Right,
like, I keep all different colors in there partly for that purpose, and the other part is because it makes the, cube heavier, which I kinda like.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Okay, and then you have these magnetized dice boxes for 2 dice or 4 dice, or even like with this and a cube, right?
8 dice, five. Well,
Yeah.
four with a room for a small doubling cube in the middle.
Yeah, so let's take a look at this one.
Um, yeah, so people, you know, those are really very nice, and some people like those. Some people like the cubes, like we were looking at. So it's just a matter of personal preference.
That's good. I like that there are a lot of different options that people can choose. Um, okay, and next, we'll get to the clock section. So this is really interesting because there are many different types of clocks. So what is the most popular clock that you sell?
Well, I think Yeah, tap and set blue. I think the one on the left
This
here,
one here.
we introduced and Tara found these clocks. They were actually uh, designed and specified or whatever by the U.S. Chess Federation, and Tap and Set made them for U.S. Chess Federation, and she found them, and so we had gotten some, and we first used them, I think, at the Chicago tournament last year, and people just went crazy over them. Seeing them on the streams. The two that we had taken up there that we used on the two streams, Michi bought one of them, and Hannah DeRosier bought the other one. So
Yeah.
we came home with neither. But these are programmable. They're tap and set. You can hold there's an app on your phone, so you can set the time settings and so forth on your phone and just walk over and tap the clock and it sets it. And were you running, let's say someone was running a large tournament and had, 20 or 40 clocks sitting there, and all the matches were going to be 11 points or whatever, they could, set it such as this on their phone and then just go tap each of the clocks and set them all in what, less than a minute probably. And so that's kind of neat. And this one, the tap and set that we're looking at, it's a relatively low profile. The pause button is actually underneath the top surface.
Right.
So we put these Teflon pads on the top of them. We
Yes.
actually send those loose. People have the option to put the Teflon pad on them, but without the pause button on the top, you can put the cube there, which is, if you're using a baffle box and a clock and a scoreboard and so forth, sometimes it gets a little awkward as to where you put the cube. So this one with the pause button underneath, you you got a center point on the board to put the cube. So that seems to work out well. So these have been fairly popular. We've moved a lot of these tap and set clocks.
Yeah, so I have one of these clocks, and there are many things that I like about it. First of all, it's lightweight, so it's easy to carry around. I like the traditional ZMF ones. I actually prefer those ones for the stream because the LEDs are easier to see on the camera. But for
Right,
regular use, you could see this, and this is much lighter weight. Additionally, as you mentioned, I like the fact that the pause button is on the underside because oftentimes people accidentally touch it and it
right.
resets the whole clock. And this pad allows for the cube not to slip, which is nice. And I just put it on my phone, and you could change it really easily. So
Yeah, and these come with a zippered padded case
yeah,
and
it's great.
really, really nice little clocks.
Yeah, and I program it on my phone. The biggest downside for me is, and this is the same for the traditional ZMF, it's a slightly too large to actually fit inside of my board, so I
Uh-huh.
carry it externally separately. Um,
I
but
was I was gonna I was thinking you were gonna say that sometimes you lose your phone and you and you, and you don't know how to set the clock without your phone.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's right. I don't know how to do it, but I'm sure you can figure it out. So those come in like different colors, right? And then
Yeah,
there's
there's
one.
three different
Yep,
colors. The red with the red buttons,
right.
black with red buttons, blue with blue buttons. So
Yeah.
we have them all in stock, and
And then, oh, so this was the one I think you were telling me about one time, the dual face tap
yeah,
and
that's the dual face regular ZMF. There you go.
aha.
So if that's sitting on the say the end of a board, obviously, or next to the end of the board, and a lot of people are standing around watching, then people all the way around can see the two faces of the clock. So Tara
So
laughs. She says it's for Mochi.
it's it's from Oshi
but
because
but those are they're expensive. They're metal. They're heavy. They're the LED display.
So that's good for the viewers. And
Oh, it
also,
is LCD. Tara's correcting me.
oh, it's LCD, and it's visible on like on a stream as well, or do you prefer the LED?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, certainly the face toward the center of the board.
Good. So here's the description. I like to just like leave this up so people can read that. Okay. And then the other clocks were the Tempest ones. These
Well, we
ones,
have the Tempest clock, which is actually it's a cradle. You use your
yeah,
an iPhone with it. It's a dock. It's a cradle dock kind of thing with a toggle motion to it. So you can set the app to the time and then just toggle uh, the cradle back and forth, and there
copy.
you have it.
Uh,
So, but again, some people like those. I mean, again, everyone has their own personal preferences, and
I remember when they came out on Backgammon Galaxy, and I have a friend who got one of these, but she couldn't use it because for some reason, like there was some setting on her phone, like while she was using it, the phone would go to sleep.
well, it's interesting because yeah, you have to put it on airplane mode or something. So some
Oh,
people, if
okay.
you're using your clock, you can't, or using your phone as a clock, you can't talk on your phone or text or
Right.
whatever, which you probably shouldn't be doing anyway. But it's a neat little device.
And I'll tell you another thing about these phones is like there are some apps you can install on your phone, so the phone will be a clock, but you have to be careful with some of the opponents because like when they get frustrated, they'll slam the clock and you don't want them to break your phone because I've seen things like that happen.
Well, and it's funny too because if you have, like most people do, any kind of a, I don't know what you call it, kind of a little case type thing on your iPhone that protects it in certain
Right.
regards, then that may or may not fit in the
Yeah.
slot of the Tempest cradle. So,
Yeah, you have to take it out of the
but
case. So
it's a neat little idea.
and this one we're looking at is the traditional
Yeah, and
GMF
I forget his last name, Tom, who's the developer of the Tempest clock. He's always in Monte Carlo. Super nice guy, and we really enjoy visiting with him.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the traditional
And then
ZMF.
yeah, then you get to the more standard ZMF clocks.
Very good. Very good. Okay, so next we're winding down to the bottom, and then there's some merchandise. These baseball caps. Are these
We've got
popular?
baseball caps. We've had, well, sell a lot of caps, but we have a lot of caps. So uh, anybody wants one, we've got them.
All right, very
Different
good.
sizes.
And then towards the bottom, I saw some of these beautiful Erhan boards, but
Yeah,
you
we have a couple of those, I guess, in stock, but we've really not gotten into the board business. There's some great manufacturers out there right now. They provide typically customization options, quick turnarounds, easy delivery, and so that's not our game necessarily. So we've kind of shied away from boards,
right, right. These ones are beautiful. I
but
remember.
we will be in the, well, all of the streaming gigs we have throughout the year. We'll have some of these scoreboards, the clocks, some of this type of merchandise that you'll see on the streams, or you'll be able to see in person if you are at some of these tournaments. We'll be at what do we have, 6 gigs throughout the year. We have Chicago. Monte Carlo, New Orleans, Dubai, Boston, and Miami. So it's going to be a busy year.
Yeah, that would be great. So I remember, if I'm not mistaken, you used to have some of the cat gammon boards with a K.
We did have some Gammon with a K boards at one time, 4, 5, 6 years ago, and those were excellent boards. And they sold them in comprehensive packages in that they included
Yeah,
and I don't know if they still do or not, but they included at that time, a baffle box, scoreboard,
right.
cubes, what have you. So it was a comprehensive package, and some of those were extremely nice boards.
They were beautiful. So here we are at the bottom. It shows your contact information, and you work with also Jeff Proctor. Fantastic. He's wonderful. So that's everything on the online store. I guess at the top there are links to the other things that we'll go through in a
Yeah, and
second.
it's interesting. I noticed they're worldwide shipping, and we sell stuff all over the world, almost exclusively now. We use UPS. Occasionally, there'll be some place that we have to send by USPS that UPS doesn't service. I think that the scoreboard that went to David Jansen in Anchorage, for whatever reason, you can't send something UPS to Anchorage, and that had to go USPS. But we've just found UPS to be a lot more efficient from our perspective.
So that was a great overview of the online shop. What else was there something Tara wanted to mention?
Well, she was talking in the background there. It's kind of funny, and I know I took a couple of packages over to UPS this morning, and one of them was somewhere in the States. I don't remember. And, we get a little receipt and you can track them online and everything. The one in the States was going to get there on Friday or something or other. And one of them was going to the UK, and the one going to the UK, the person was going to receive it on Thursday. So it was faster to get it to the person in the UK than it was to get it to someone in the States. And we see that a lot. I mean, we'll send stuff to, various European countries and, Australia and New Zealand and God knows where else. We send them everywhere. And oftentimes the international deliveries are just a couple of days. It's amazing. But anyway, I was just glancing down here. We had a couple of notes, and we touched on almost everything. I think one thing, and again, one of the things we pride ourselves in with the shop is customer service. Um, Again, we ship fast. We're always available. You can talk to an actual human being when you call, and yeah, and her packaging is just incredible. It's just, I don't think we've ever had a return from damaged goods in a package. So,
This is the box that the scoreboards came in, and this is a box that the baffle box came in. I haven't opened this one because this is for my friend.
yeah.
It's
And
very
then, of
good.
course, those are within a larger box.
Right.
And so, anyway, yeah, I mean, it's important to get things out in a hurry. Lots of times people will call, oh, Friday's my husband's birthday, or you know, Thursday's my son's whatever. Can you get it to me? And yeah, 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 we'll get it to you. So it's good to be known in that regard as well. And like I said, we'll have all of these our types of these merchandise in at all of our streaming gigs, so you'll be able to see some of this stuff in Chicago, and of course we'll have a complete like pop up store, if you will, in New Orleans in September. So that's going to be fun.
That's great. That's great. I know a lot of people, of course, that watch these videos on this channel and other backgammon. channels enjoy playing backgammon, of course, and you're gonna have to have a board, and along with the board, there are many other pieces of equipment, accessories, dice, baffle boxes, clocks, scoreboards, all these things. So I really appreciate the efforts that the both of you do in terms of offering this, the high quality products, outstanding customer service, and the attention to detail that you provide, not only with this equipment, but also with everything else you do, particularly your streams, your tournaments, all of those. So, wanted to express my gratitude for that. Thank you.
Well, we certainly appreciate that.
Very good. So this has been a great overview. I think we got through all the points that you want to get through. Do you have any final comments before we conclude the video?
No, I think we've covered all things shop. I hope to have the opportunity here, and in the next week or two or whatever is convenient for both of our schedules to discuss the New Orleans tournament, and so I'm sure we'll have the opportunity to do so.
That's going to be great for the viewers. Do you want to take a moment to give a sneak preview of that tournament?
Well, yeah, Tar and I had been thinking for some time to do a second tournament of the same genre. Our kind of our brand is the upscale tournament in a downtown location of a major tourist city. And of course, that's what Texas has been known for with downtown San Antonio. And New Orleans, is the same sort of thing. We're in an incredibly nice upscale boutique hotel in downtown New Orleans. Um, near to everything, including all the fine dining and the big new $500 million renovation of the Caesars casinos a block away, and just everything's right there. So it's, I was laughing. I posted something today, and I said something to the effect that I've always said that the Texas tournament is without peer in the United States. Well, now it has a pier, and it's New Orleans. So, everyone's just super excited about that. It's a great place to visit. We've had a number of international players already said that's one city in the United States I've always wanted to go to that I haven't been to. So we think it'll go over big. It's going to be
Yeah,
nice.
I agree. I think that's going to be a really popular tournament. I mean, if you think about people who live in the United States or even people that live overseas, if they're gonna visit, like, a city that's on their bucket list in the United States, I mean, places like New York, maybe Los Angeles or Las Vegas would be on Miami, and New Orleans is up there too. You know, I don't think there are a lot of people like San Antonio, you have a great venue, but, like, I've been to San Antonio, and it's nothing like New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, and New Orleans has more of a, for better or for worse, a international and domestic reputation as being a fun tourist location. And so I think it's, yeah, and it's kind of funny. And a couple of things real quick. Gammongo.com is the website, and that's Gammon Go, Geaux, which is the Cajun spelling, gammongo.com. And I was telling, they just had the Super Bowl in New Orleans a month ago or whenever it was. And it was interesting. This hotel that we're going to be at, the Kempton Hotel Fontenot, which is a real upscale boutique hotel. The largest NFL sponsor of the Super Bowl is the Anheuser-Busch Corporation. The most commercials and this, that, and the other. They bought out the entire that hotel for 5 days as their Super Bowl headquarters. Every room in it, the meeting rooms, the bar, the restaurants, the entire place for 5 days. And of course, they could have chosen any hotel in New Orleans, and they took the Kempton Hotel Fontenot. So I mean, that's a pretty impressive endorsement, I think. So.
Fantastic. I'll put a link in the description to both, of course, the online shop, but also to the Gammon Go website, as well as the links to all of your tournaments. Thank you again very much to my good friend Bill Riles. We'll go ahead and conclude the video. Thank you to the viewers for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. If you love Backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. Again, my book, Backgammon, Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in the lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.